Hey, it's Simon Lovell here, and welcome to this new series, which I'm putting together for you guys on how to get to 10K per month in your fitness business. And first of all, I want to share with you why I'm doing this. I've been working in this industry for a long time now. I qualified back in 2005 as a trainer. And, over the past few years, I've been working with so many fitness professionals, and I've helped so many get to 100,000 per year and beyond. And recently what happened was I started to study data, and I started to study my most successful clients, and I started to see these commonalities. And I really wanted to put together a series for you so that you could really understand what does it take to get to that level, so that you can create the impact that you want, so that you can create the finances that you want to be able to give you the freedom that you want, whatever that is for you, whether it's to travel, whether it's to give back to, a charity. It doesn't matter what that is. But ultimately, you have to generate revenue to grow a business, to create more impact, and to be able to have the life that you want. Why should you put so much time, effort, and energy into getting the qualifications to get to the level that you're at, and not reap the rewards yourself? Because in this industry, you give so much energy to people. It's time for you to have those rewards. And I truly believe that this series over the next 7 days is going to really start to shift you into a new belief system. Now, one of the things I want to say is that from the original message that I sent out yesterday, I was very clear around some certain things that Buddha's down there, my little puppy shaking himself off. I made clear that in this series, I was going to give specific action steps, which were going to equate to points, which were then going to be rewarded. And I just want to reaffirm why I'm doing that. What I've noticed, in the hundreds of conversations that I've had, and also with my team and those that I've worked with, is that commitment and actually doing shit is the biggest challenge that people have into getting where they want to be. So, for example, if you can't respond to an email and just write a few words, which have actually helped me today to help you, if you can't take just small specific actions, you're not going to be able to double, triple your business, get to 10K a month, 100,000, 120,000 a year. You're just not going to be able to do it. So I want to start to, and the intention behind this was to start to create new behaviors. And so in each of these trainings, there's going to be a very simple action that you need to take. And I'm going to be measuring and looking at all of these. And therefore, at the end of the 7 days, when it comes to moving on to, possibly an opportunity, I'm going to be looking at, how you've taken action through that. But most of all, during this next 7 days, it's going to help you get clarity. It's going to help you understand what are these common denominators that are going to really separate you from the majority of the industry that are potentially, and actually are struggling financially. Because I want you to be in that top 3%. I want you to help more people get the things that you want out of your life. Now, it's really important I tell you, again, why am I doing this? Well, and a deeper reason behind that. I qualified as a trainer back in 2005, and I had my book, The Lunchbox Diet, which was out in 2009, published by HarperCollins. But at the same time as I was doing this, I was destroying myself. I was sabotaging. I didn't really believe in myself. I was a trainer, but truth be told, I had a massive lack of self-confidence and self-belief. And that's actually what this first video is about, to really help you understand this and my journey. And so while I was making okay money and helping people, truth be told, I have other things in my life that weren't supporting where I wanted to be. I was taking drugs, I was gambling, I had $50,000 worth of debt. And, I loved what I did, but ultimately I was playing small. I was living two lives. And it was actually at Christmas one time where I was actually, meant to be seeing my sister for Christmas dinner. And I ended up sleeping all the way through that because of a crazy night that I had before. And I ended up moving and packing my bags and moving to a completely different area to change my life. I hired a mentor. It was $30,000 for the year. And I made a really difficult decision. I put my last $5,000 on a credit card, and that was the turning point. It was changing my environment and making an investment in myself to be able to grow to the next level. And then my confidence started to build. But what I did was I took 20% of what I earned and I reinvested back into me. Because even though I was making more money, what was happening was I still had those bad habits. I still had those bad belief systems. I was smoking. I was still, taking drugs, and I was doing these things, even though I'd moved and I'd recognized, I had the awareness to say, Simon, listen, now if you're going to be generating more revenue, okay, you're going to have to sort this shit out, because if you don't, you're just going to do what you did before, which was, really negative. So whether it's porn, whether it's gambling, whether it's binge drinking on the weekends, whatever it is, understand that we can often sabotage our success. And so now if I look at my most successful clients and how I've grown personally, and if you've been following me for a long while, you would have seen my journey and going to India and working with Tony Robbins and time with Richard Branson and all of these things. Listen, I have gone from where I am to the life that I have today, moving from the UK to California and living in my dream home and having all of the things that I dreamt for, because I turned a dream and I made a decision. So a big thing that we're going to be talking about today is mindset and beliefs. All right. Because truth be told, if you don't have a rock solid mindset and you don't continue to work on yourself and you don't have a belief system in place that supports your goal, then none of what I'm going to teach in the next 6 days beyond today are going to work for you. Because what will happen is you'll start to sabotage. You'll listen to other people in your network that keep on shutting you down, that keep on reaffirming some of the fears that you might already have. So first of all, I want to say thank you to those of you who took the action and replied to the email that I sent out about this. And so what came up for you guys? Number one, I don't have cash, and I'll read through these pretty quickly, but then I want to go back on each one. I don't have cash for ads, mindset, confidence in marketing myself, getting new clients, motivated to start, lacking confidence again, mindset, belief, okay, believing it's possible again. And the question, by the way, if you want a reminder, was what do you think is stopping you from doing £10,000, dollars, euros a month, whatever that is? The one-to-one model, not enough hours. We'll be talking about that this week. Choices I made in the past. I made a lot of bad choices I had in the past. 2, belief, overwhelmed, fear of failure, fear and mindset. So you can see a common theme here. So what we need to really do in this video is get you clear. First of all, okay, you have to make a decision of a different level of commitment. Do you want to do 10,000 a month or not? If you don't, okay, exit from this video and be happy with where you're at. Okay. If you do, then play full out during this series. Okay. Watch every single video, make notes. Remember, it's the level in which you play at that will determine your results. So if you're not doing the activities and you're not writing things down, what got you to where you are today is not what's going to get you to where you need to be. You have to start changing what you're doing. Okay. You have to start changing your beliefs, your daily routine, what you believe about yourself, the people that you're potentially around that are causing a certain energy within you. Remember, your results will come from your energy. It takes a certain type of energy and focus, and especially in the book Think and Grow Rich, something key which you want to write down is intensity of desire. If you don't have the intensity of desire to want to hit this goal, you'll always find an excuse, something else to do, won't find the time. And so it's really important to start writing down, what are your biggest excuses? What are the excuses that you've been making over the past 3 months, the past 6 months? And I've covered this in my All Fired Up program. Some of you may have been through that already, but I talk about excuses. Okay. So first of all, decide, do you want to do this? If you do, great. That's a full commitment, which means watch every single video, fully participate, do the things I'm going to tell you, because this next 6 days, 7 days is not based on theory. It's based on people that I've worked with and results that I've gotten for myself and for my clients consistently. For example, I've studied the results that my Platinum Mastermind guys have got. And you can't get into that group unless you're doing certain numbers in your business. And so I look at what they're doing. Are there different business models, different strategies on getting to 10,000 a month? Of course, this is just mine, okay? And what I've done and what I've helped my clients to do. So write down your biggest excuses. What do you think have been the excuses that have been holding you back? Okay, now excuses are only one part of it. We've got our beliefs, we've got our environment, we've got so many different things. But I have to get you in the right type of mindset. Now, what affects mindset? Your state, okay, how you're holding your body, what you're telling yourself, your physiology, all of these things are really important. So if you're getting up in the morning and you're just feeling down and sad and negative, that negativity and those thoughts are going to affect your actions. So for example, let's go through these one by one. Okay, so first one is, I don't have the cash for ads, for example. So if, for example, you're watching this and you've got little revenue, okay, that says, okay, a number of things. First of all, we have to change our financial habits. And sometimes we bring those back, we take those on from our parents, or we take those on from bad decisions that we've made, or there's a lack of saving, or you're spending money on things that you don't need, or you've overspent in certain areas. But understand that having little money is not a reason for you to not get to the next level, because it's really about how resourceful you are. How is it that a homeless person can take themselves off the street and build $1 million company, which has been done multiple times? It's because of our thoughts. It's because of how resourceful we can be. Okay, so for example, some people have come into my programs and they've sold an engagement ring, or they've gone and had a client invest in a full year, or they've sacrificed something to be able to get revenue together, or they've loaned some money short term for something to be able to get to the next stage. So I can only tell you what I've done. So for example, I was $50,000 in debt, which by the way was linked to really negative things like gambling and drugs and all of these things, which I'm thankful that now are not part of my life. So did I have money? No. I was in debt. Yes. But I still found a way because I had intensity of desire that I wanted to make it work. So if you're currently in the position where you really haven't got much money, you have to really sit down and do this exercise, and which is, what do I need to start changing about my current situation? Okay? What do I need to do to be able to start to take a bigger portion of what I am making and start to putting that away to savings? How can I start to get resourceful with my time? Are there things that I don't need that I can sell? Okay, because if I look at the really dark place that I was in at that time, $50,000, it was 7 credit cards, by the way. I had 7 credit cards maxed out. Imagine the mindset that I am in at that time. Okay, taking drugs, gambling, drinking, just destroying myself, $50,000 in debt. But I needed guidance, and I needed someone to help build my confidence, because at that point I was at an all-time low. So I had to stretch myself. And sometimes that means saving. Sometimes it means taking a scary step, even when you've done things in the past and you've made some poor decisions, poor investment decisions, and certain things that you've gone into. But that can't define you moving forward. Because if it does, you'll always have stories, and you'll always have something in the past that you're saying, well, this happened to me, therefore I'm not going to make that decision again. Okay, so so when someone says to me, I don't have the cash for, or I don't have the money, I don't buy that, because I didn't have any either. I was 50,000 in the hole. And so a lot of these are just beliefs. So write down and start to make a list of things that you can do to generate revenue. Maybe, for example, when I first did my personal training course, I borrowed the money from my parents. I made sacrifices. And I can tell you now, by the way, getting yourself to the position where you are, when you don't have debt, is such a weight lifted from your shoulders. But it means doing things differently. Next one is mindset, confidence in marketing. So what I've learned over time from my most successful clients is that when it comes to lead generation, when it comes to putting yourself out there, when it comes to doing video, when it comes to anything in your business, if you don't have a high level of confidence, then you won't put yourself out there. You will fear taking action. It comes from our subconscious mind. So we have to look at, where did that start? We have to start to do certain things to get ourselves outside of our comfort zone to build our confidence. And it's the very thing that's going to get your clients to where they want to be, because ultimately, if they want to lose weight, they want more confidence. And so if you're not taking yourself well out of your comfort zone to build your confidence, you're not able to help your clients properly with that, because you're not living it. It's just a mask. It's a case of, okay, I'm going to help you to build your confidence, but I'm not confident myself. And so why is that a big challenge for a lot of people? Comparing, worrying what other trainers are going to think. If I put myself on video, is someone going to say something bad? And so all of that is a sign that there's more inner work to do. And so, for example, Fitpreneurs, we're a business coaching company, but we've had to move into being a self-development company too. Why? Because the biggest results have come when our clients have built confidence with their mind and with their mindset. And I actually asked a question a couple of years back, and I posted in my group, and I said, what's one of the biggest things you've gotten from, this program? And the key word, and I thought it'd be like Facebook ads or email marketing, and the word was confidence. And so that's what my coach did with me. Okay, as much as I paid him to help me with certain things in business and marketing and sales, really actually what he did for me was help to build my confidence, which then made me relentless and helped me get to where I am today, which has also helped me get my clients to where they are today. So confidence and getting yourself out of your comfort zone and stretching you have to start to look for opportunities to do that and start to have the awareness of not doing certain things which are holding you back. Okay? Because truth be told, if you're not putting yourself out on social media these days, if you're not getting in front of people and you spend a lot of your time on your computer because you want to hide away, a big reason why a lot of, people want to go online is because maybe they weren't successful in their offline business. And now they think that going online is going to suddenly, make them a lot of money and get them great results. But ultimately, a lot of people do that because they're lacking in confidence. They haven't gotten results offline. And if you sat behind the computer all day, just working online, when you actually want to be helping people in person, that can actually drop your confidence more and more as you start to go into a hole on the computer. Trust me, I've been through that myself. And have the awareness to know, is your computer your safe zone? Is Facebook your safe zone? Is that a place that feels safe, but actually is because you're lacking in confidence, lacking in self-worth, and you don't want to go and put yourself out there? Procrastination comes from other life conditions causing you to entertain yourself when you should be creating impact and getting to the next level. I'll repeat that. Procrastination is caused by other life conditions which don't make you feel good, causing you to entertain yourself to not do what is in alignment with your mission or to push forward. The next thing is, which is absolutely key as part of this process with you guys, is believing that it's possible. If you don't, let's take an example of someone who wants to lose weight. Okay. So they come to you and say, oh my God, I want to lose all this weight. What's the reason why they don't follow through? What's the reason why they don't potentially hire you? It's because they want it conceptually. And the mind says, I want this. But at this deep core level, they don't feel good enough and they don't believe that it's possible because they failed before. So when it comes to 10K a month, instant reaction, do you believe that that's possible? Now, in this series, I'm going to help you understand that it absolutely is possible. And maybe it's because you don't understand the business model that will help you get there. And I'll help you during this program and this series. But at a baseline level, if you at a gut level don't think it's possible, then you'll only live paycheck to paycheck, or you'll only earn a certain amount to get by, but not a certain amount to thrive. What do I mean by that? Well, maybe you only go into action and you only move when you lose a client. And so it creates an energy within you to take action. That is not a success principle. And that's not going to get you to 10,000 a month, to 15,000 a month and be able to change the world, because you're in a habit of survival. You're in a habit of earning a certain amount of money every month, because maybe actually earning more means you doing more hours. And actually, you just don't want that, which is time leverage, which we'll talk about this week. But again, if you don't have that belief system, you won't get there. Now, the great news is, a lot of my clients, for example, when they come to me, some of them don't have that belief system when they start. But as you get momentum, as you start to charge more for your services, as you start to leverage your time and you start to understand it starts to create a belief within you, which then stacks upon itself. And then maybe you double your income, and then maybe you add another 2,000 a month to your business. And then that builds confidence and belief. Remember, every thought that you have creates a belief system, and that belief system shapes your identity. So what we have to look at is what is your identity now versus what it needs to be to get you to where you need to be. Now, of course, if you're not generating leads, and if you for example, you've not enrolled the past few clients, you can start to have certain thoughts and then create a certain belief, and then you just go back into your normal habits again. And so maybe then you only just sign up clients, or it causes your lack of confidence to not put yourself out there because you start to create this story that people don't like me, I'm not good enough, my stuff's not great. And all of that's not true. It's just a story. Okay. So what's most fulfilling for me, because I've been through the transition and the journey myself, is changing my beliefs. Because I'm not the same guy I was a month ago, let alone 3.5 years ago. Christ, I mean, I've changed so much. My circumstances, my life, my financial status. And it fulfills me so much when my clients, yes, they grow financially, but they're changing as people. They're becoming a new caliber. And I talk about the elite because I only work with the elite, or those who want to be at an elite level, which is going to mean, and there's a big reason for me in this series, getting you to take actions, because it frustrates me when, maybe you're adding value, but people aren't doing anything with it because it's just information. Information without action is just information. Okay. But then you need accountability. And then that's not enough either. You need consequences. Okay. So understand that there's so many different variables that are going to get you to 10K a month. And my mission is this year to get 100 trainers to 10K a month. And I believe it's possible. I believe I can do a lot more than that. Okay. But I've set this with the 100 times 10K because there are so many trainers out there that are not just underpaid, but they're not feeling that sense of self-worth and confidence. And here's my opinion. If you've got the skills to be able to help people, why not blow the shit out of it and help as many people as you can? Seriously. Why play small? Why play at a very small level because of a belief system, because you don't have the right systems or processes in place? And something else that someone mentioned also which was a lot of overwhelm and being bombarded with lots of different models and systems. And that's absolutely true. There are lots of different, systems and processes out there. So you can get overwhelmed and confused. Now, during this process, I'm just going to teach you my way. Okay. The way that has gotten my clients to 10,000 a month and way beyond that. One of my clients went from 7,000. He's already doing 7,000. And now his studio facility is doing 50,000 a month in Switzerland. And so, him in particular, he has a rock solid mindset, and then he just takes action and just follows through. So this is where it comes back to that commitment. Overwhelmed, fear of failure. Two of the biggest fears are fear of failure, fear of success. And so now I want you to write down, you've written down your the top 10 excuses or top 5 excuses. Now I want you to write down your top 5 or top 10 fears. Okay. What are they? What are the fears that are holding you back? What's that resistance where it causes a reaction in your body? Because ultimately fear causes you to have certain thoughts which affect your actions, which affect your belief. And the biggest challenge I see with a lot of trainers out there who are fully capable, who are 100% capable of hitting that goal and way beyond, is lack of follow through. Saying that they want something so much, but not following through with it. Yeah, I want to do it, Simon. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm in. And then is there follow through? No. Why? Because fear creeps in. And so often that can actually come back to, for a lot of trainers, why you got into the industry in the first place, because maybe you wanted to build that confidence in yourself. And so you got a great body and you got in shape, but at a deep level, there's this little boy or girl down there inside that's scared, that fears rejection, that doesn't feel good enough. And so what if I do 10,000 a month, then my people won't like me and people will say bad things and people will react badly. And if I fail, people are going to think bad things of me. So understand, guys, that I can't go on to the next 6 days in this series until we get this dialed in. And any one of my clients who comes through my program, we have to work on the mindset first, because if I give a new enrollment strategy, or I give new systems and processes, or a new decision to make that's uncomfortable, which is going to get them to create more leverage or get them to help more people, if the mindset isn't in place, then you're not going to activate any of that. Remember, information without action is useless. And the reason why people don't take action is because of fears, self-doubt, lack of confidence. And I want you to get there. I want you to say to me, Simon, oh my God, thank you so much, because now I'll been able to, go back to my hometown and create a location for, people who can't afford it, for example, one of my clients, or I've just bought this new car or this new house to enable my kids to have a better life. I've now paid off my debt. Why? This is why I'm doing it. Why? Because that was me. I was always scrambling to make money. I was always lacking in confidence. I had a mask on, and now the mask is off. Funny, there's a mask in the corner. Don't know if you can see it. There you can. And so the whole superhero thing is about, with the Fitpreneurs, is about being the hero. It's about stepping into your hero suit. It's about, no matter where you've been, that doesn't define you. You can step into a whole new level in your life, in your business, and most of all, the people that you're impacting. When I talk about elite, and I want to show you this on the board, most people have their fitness, which is fine. Some have their nutrition, which shocks me that trainers don't have their nutrition when that's what gets most of results. And then the other thing is mindset. And then I put a TT here because this is what creates true transformation. This is what is going to separate you from the rest of the industry. When you've got your fitness down, yes, but you've also got your nutrition and you've got the mindset, because it's people's beliefs, it's their identity that gets them to the next level. So here's your task for this training. I want you to post a comment in the YouTube comments. Okay, so this video is on YouTube. Obviously, you're watching this on YouTube. What are your beliefs need to be? Okay, your top 5 beliefs. What do your beliefs need to be to get you to the next level? Whether it's 10,000 a month, whether it's doubling your current income and what you're at. But if you're not on 10K a month right now, or you've not been there consistently, what are your belief system? What do your beliefs need to be to get you there? And if you're currently doing 10K a month, what do your beliefs need to be to get to the goal that you want to hit in the next 12 months? Whether it's 20,000, 30,000, which by the way, equals helping a shitload of people. Remember, you need revenue to be able to create impact, put money into marketing to be able to serve at a higher level. So what are your top 5 beliefs need to be? For example, I am good enough. And so it's good to actually shift these to I am statements. And an I am statement is hugely powerful. When someone says, I am always going to be fat, that creates a chemical reaction in the body and affects lots of things and also can create a lot of damage. So what do your beliefs need to be to get you to the goal that you want to have? Okay. And ideally create them as I am statements. Okay. Post them into the YouTube comments and there'll be 100 points for those of you who do that. All right. And we'll continue this this series tomorrow, where my mission continues to help 100 trainers get to 10K a month, which is 120,000 a year, so that you can get the freedom that you want. And ultimately, when you're doing those kind of numbers, you're helping and impacting and changing so many more lives. So thank you so much for playing full out, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy. Bye.